How many times have you started over? A new routine, a new goal, a fresh start. Monday comes around and you tell yourself, this time is different. This time I'm going to stick with it. And maybe you do for a few days, sometimes even a few weeks. And then something happens, or nothing happens, and you're back at the beginning again. If that cycle feels familiar, this video is for you. Because I don't think you keep starting over because you're weak or undisciplined. I think there's something deeper going on, and I want to talk about it. Point 1. You're chasing the feeling of beginning. The first reason you keep starting over is that starting feels really good. There's something about a fresh beginning that feels full of possibility, a clean slate, a new version of yourself, just within reach. And that feeling is genuinely beautiful. There's nothing wrong with it, but sometimes we get addicted to that feeling, the excitement of starting, without ever doing the hard work of continuing. Because continuing doesn't feel exciting. Continuing is quiet. It's repetitive, it's unglamorous. Day 1 feels like possibility. Day 22 just feels like another day. And so we abandon day 22 and go back to day 1. Just to feel that spark again. If that resonates, the work isn't about finding more motivation to start. It's about learning to find peace in the middle, in the ordinary days where the real growth happens. Point 2. Your standards reset, but your habits didn't. The second reason is something I find really interesting. Every time we start over, we raise the bar a little. Last time you tried to wake up at 7. This time you're going to wake up at 6. Last time you worked out twice a week. This time it's going to be every single day. We're starting with more ambition than before, but we're also starting with the same habits. And that gap between who we want to be and where we actually are, that gap becomes exhausting very quickly. And so we fall short. We feel like we failed and we stop. The gentler approach is to start smaller than you think you need to. Not because you're not capable of more, but because small and consistent will always outlast big and unsustainable. Build the foundation first, the height comes later. Point 3. You haven't dealt with what makes you stop. This is the one that takes the most honesty to sit with. You keep starting over because you haven't figured out what keeps making you stop. Something is happening in the middle of your progress that derails you every time. Maybe it's stress, maybe it's self-doubt, maybe it's a specific situation or environment that pulls you off track. But instead of looking at that thing clearly, we just restart. We make a new plan. We hope this time will be different. And it won't be different, not until we look at what's actually happening. So the question worth sitting with is, what always happens right before I stop? Not to judge yourself for it, just to see it, because you can't change what you can't see. Point 4. You're measuring wrong. And the last reason is that you think starting over means you failed. So every time you miss a day, or fall off a habit, or lose momentum, you declare the whole thing over, and you wait for the next fresh start. But that's not how growth works. Growth isn't a straight line from beginning to perfection. It's messy. It goes backwards sometimes. There are weeks that feel like nothing is working. Missing a day isn't starting over. Having a hard week isn't starting over. You only truly start over when you decide that everything before this moment doesn't count. And it all counts. Every attempt, every effort, every day you showed up, even when it was hard. That's not failure. That's the work. You are not starting over. You're just continuing from whatever you are right now. The cycle of starting over isn't a sign that you're broken. It's a sign that you keep trying, and that matters more than you know. But if you want to break the cycle, stop chasing the feeling of beginning. Start smaller than feels necessary. Look honestly at what makes you stop, and stop erasing your own progress. You have more momentum than you think. You don't need a new start. You just need to keep going from right where you are. If this felt like something you needed to hear today, Share it with someone who might need it too. Subscribe for more conversations like this, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourself.